Jennifer, did you hear? Mark Moriarty found some bones near his fort. Dr. Knox thinks it may be a major discovery.
Sounds to me like another of Mark's tricks. Let's go check it out. All the kids think Mark is cool now that he's found a skeleton. Let's hear what he has to say about these baffling bones.
Hey guys! Come to see the bones I found? The police and Dr. Knox roped off the area. It's a really major archaeological discovery. This makes my fort the most awesome clubhouse in town. I guess I still might let you guys join my club, though. I saw the bones this morning through my periscope. I'm always using it, checking for spies creeping up on me. The rain last night must have washed the dirt away and exposed the bones. I didn't see them there yesterday. I left the fort yesterday just before dark. I called the police, and they brought in Dr. Knox, the dentist. He's an amateur archaeologist. He says the bones might be really old. I bet they named the site the Moriarty Discovery.
Mr. Arnold's house is right next to the vacant lot. In fact, from here it looks like some plants in his garden are actually growing in the open space next door. Maybe he saw something.
Hey kids, stay away from my bean plants. The county fair is in 2 weeks, and I expect those beans to win first place. What are you coming around here for, anyway? Are you friends of that Mark Moriarty?
Mr. Arnold, we're from the Eagle Eye Detective Agency. We're investigating the old bones that they found over in the vacant lot. Do you know anything about them?
Bones, eh? I wondered what all the hubbub was about. No, I haven't seen anything but that Mark Moriarty skulking around. He was around almost until dark yesterday. I hope they don't make a mess when they come to investigate the Ice Age skeleton. I like peace and quiet when I'm working in my garden.
Maybe we can find out more about those bones here in the library. Hi, Mrs. Garcia.
Hello, Jennifer. Mrs. Arnold and I just got back from a historical conference, and my son Bobby told me all about Mark's exciting fossil find. If it's true, it could bring many archaeologists to Richview. They might be digging here for years, and they may have to tear down Mark's fort to do their research.
That would be too bad for Mark. But stuff like this happens sometimes when you build your fort on someone else's property. Mr. Green, the bank manager, looks like he's really worried about something.
Hello, children. I'm afraid I don't have much time to talk. Some old bones have been found on property where we were about to build apartments for seniors. Since scientists will need to study the remains that were found, the mayor has stopped us from using our bulldozers to start work on the building. We're already late on the project, and this delay will cost me thousands of dollars.
Let's get the official police report from Chief Barnes.
Curious about Mark Moriarty's bones, eh? I'm not surprised. Well, we faxed a photo of the skeleton to the state capitol, and we just got an answer back. The experts confirmed what Dr. Knox told us. If the bones are real, it's a pretty big find. But we won't know for sure until the scientists get here next week. Until then, they've asked the mayor not to let Mr. Green use his bulldozers to clear the lot and build the new apartments for seniors.
As usual, Mrs. Arnold is working here at the Richview Historical Society. And look, there's Dr. Knox, the dentist, flipping through some old scientific magazines.
My, isn't this exciting? I've just returned from a 2-day conference about state history. Now Dr. Knox tells me that we may have an important archaeological site right next to my house. Won't Mr. Arnold be amazed? Dr. Knox is here doing research on the bones. He likes to read sacred artifacts, the archaeology magazine I bring in from home. I just brought in the latest issue this morning, but neither Dr. Knox nor I have had a chance to read it. I must tell Mr. Arnold to look carefully in his garden. It's only a few feet from where the skeleton was found. If he finds any new bones, they shouldn't be disturbed. Archaeologists learn much more when things people find haven't been moved.
These bones will really put Richview on the map. If they're real, that is. I'm still trying to figure that out. The experts from the state capitol will be here in 2 weeks, and then we'll know for sure if they are the real thing. Nothing like them has ever been found around here before. The bones sure look like an authentic Ice Age skeleton. That would make them 10,000 years old. They are accurate in every detail, as far as I can tell. The skeleton could be a museum replica, a copy made for museums to display or scientists to study. But this old issue of Sacred Artifacts says there are no Ice Age skeletons available. Still, something about those bones bothers me.
Let's organize the evidence we've dug up. Choose the 5 clues you think will best expose the truth about the baffling bones. You dug up the right clues. Are the bones for real? If they are, choose the picture of the bones. If they're fakes, point out the person who you think is pulling a fast one.
You guys always blame me for everything. I thought those bones were real. I'm glad they're not, 'cause Bobby Garcia told me the archaeologists might have torn down my fort.
Let's look over our notes again. I bet we can dig up the real story behind those baffling bones. Let's organize the evidence. You dug up the... You're right. Mr. Arnold planted the fake bones in the vacant lot, and you can prove it. Let's check the evidence. Dr. Knox identified the bones as belonging to an Ice Age skeleton. These early Americans lived in this area about 10,000 years ago. If they were real, the bones were very old. The archaeology book showed us that the bones were too white to be authentic. White bones were likely to be replicas from a museum. The Ice Age replica was brand new. Only the latest issue of Sacred Artifacts carried the ad for them. Mrs. Arnold told us that she gets the magazine Sacred Artifacts at home and didn't bring the latest issue into the Historical Society until the day after the bones were found. Aside from Mrs. Arnold, Mr. Arnold was the only one to see the magazine before the bones were found. But Mrs. Arnold was out of town at a conference when the fake bones appeared in the vacant lot. Also, Mr. Arnold told us he knew nothing about what was in the vacant lot. But when I told him there were bones there, he talked about the Ice Age skeleton. How did he know what kind of skeleton it was? You knew Mr. Arnold wanted to stop Mr. Green from using bulldozers to clear the vacant lot. That would have destroyed Mr. Arnold's prize-winning beans before he could enter them in the county fair.